Welcome, Internet Nomad. Today is a very special game tale on Life is Strange, Double Exposure. This is the first game in the Life is Strange series that I anticipated. I said on this channel before, I joined Life is Strange late. I started with the remastered collection for Switch. This is the first new Life is Strange game I ever played on release. I didn't buy the Ultimate Edition. Instead, I hid from spoilers for 2 weeks. I just recently returned to social media. I actually joined a Life is Strange group chat on X. I'm happy I could finally talk Double Exposure with them once everybody plays. I started this channel with a retrospective on the series. After releasing that video, a new novel, Heat Waves, came out, a new comic series with Forget Me Not, and this new video game came out. I'm going to review Heat Waves soon, but this game took top priority. Now the verdict is here. How does a huge Life is Strange fan rate this game? I think this game is at least an 8. I love the game, but I had problems with the story. Major consensus is that the game goes off the rails in chapters 4 and 5. But I had issues earlier in the game. There were a few glitches when doors that should have been closed were open. I found Yasmin T-posing when she shouldn't have been visible. Also, one glitch was a suitcase which was supposed to be locked ended up open after switching timelines. I couldn't look through it until I got the key. It didn't soft lock the game, but it was a visual glitch. When I made my Life is Strange game tales, I included the spoilers throughout the whole video. I decided to change my format since then to include a spoiler section. That's going to be the formula of this video. I am only going to touch on topics that Deck9 mentioned before the game release. I didn't watch these videos before playing because I wanted to play with a blank slate. Leaks came out with the plot of this game years ago. I wasn't totally into the idea of Max return into the series. With my remarks about Before the Storm, I'm not totally into adding to Don't Nod's vision. My main problem in this game is how tied Max's character is to the story. This game cleverly incorporates your decision from the first game. Since Max's past is explored in the game, the choice in Chapter 1 is asked by your friend Sophie. I like they didn't just ask you outright like Life is Strange 2 and Wavelengths. I understood why Life is Strange 2 did it that way. If I made the game, I would have Brody ask if he heard what happened in Arcadia Bay. Then Sean could choose between I heard that a girl died, or that a storm took out the entire town, or no I didn't. The third choice would lead to a random choice to be made. This created a problem with the noticeable absence of Chloe in the game. Now I chose to have Max say she died for 2 reasons. First, that's the choice I had picked during my first playthrough. Second, I don't buy the breakup story that Double Exposure clearly made up. Now I think Max's past is integral to the story. I feel like Max feels like herself from the first game. I don't find too many problems with bringing back the character, but I haven't played the breakup storyline yet. I will be replaying the game, making different choices soon. One thing I didn't like is the reveal Sophie dies in the trailer. I know people argue they had to let something hook players into buying the game. I suggest saying one of your close friends die. That way, there's still some mystery to the chapter. I also didn't like the suspect list videos. I didn't watch any of those videos because I wanted to be suspicious myself, not because Deck9 said so. Okay, spoilers. I will talk about major choices I made. I will speak on the story and the characters. Chapter 1. I chose Chloe died. Like I said earlier, I had my reasons to choose this path. I didn't want to explore Max's breakup. It just doesn't make sense in the canon. I'd rather have Max say we are just separated for now. That would allow hope that Chloe and Max would reunite, especially since romance options are optional in this game. I asked Amanda on a date. I really liked Amanda. Amanda runs a bad pickup line contest. You could ask people around for their bad pickup lines. I chose Sophie's pickup line. Since Sophie will die, I knew her option would get on the board. I called Loretta's bluff. I just didn't like Loretta at first. Her type of journalism makes me question her character. I got Gwen to be mad at me. Chapter 2. I deleted the photo of the restraining order. At the time I chose this path because I didn't want to upset Liv and Sophie. This was also a scene where I saw the briefcase open before it was supposed to be open. Lucas thinks Sophie is telling his son things which caused distress between him and his ex-wife. I understood this and deleted the photo. I rescued the flash drive. I wanted to save that video. I knew it must have played a larger role in the story. The video shows Gwen selling drugs. Max notices the fake Gwen is looking straight into the camera. Something odd is going on. Refused to inform to Otterman. Otterman knows someone stole Sophie's camera. There's a self section where you hide Sophie's camera, which Moses took from her body. The cliffhanger ending of Chapter 2 doesn't make sense. Max is revealed to be the killer. Why does this happen? They never explain why a future Max would make that choice. I saw a post on Reddit before the game came out that predicted a future Max being the killer. I wish that wasn't the answer. After beating the game, I have no clue why Max would kill Sophie, even with hindsight. Chapter 3. Tried to save Otterman. The whole Otterman situation makes no sense. I might need to replay the game to understand. Moses states that Otterman's father died before he was born. Somehow he shouldn't exist. This is never explained. I called out the lie with Yasmin. I was tired of Yasmin's treatment of Sophie. Kiss, live, and rolled Amanda. I loved the sequence of pretending to go to a rock show. Amanda was naturally funny. I loved the interaction of moshing and stage diving. The Viking funeral invitation was hilarious. There's also a small moment where Max lets slip a phrase she used to use with Chloe. Amanda is taken aback and asks her to never say it again. I didn't talk to Dead World Vin. I didn't like Vin. He wasn't my cup of tea. I left without even saying hello. The end of Chapter 3 was the reveal Sophie having powers. She could transform into any character she wants. She transformed into Max to see what she was hiding in her room. Max chases her and uses her time powers to save both of them from a melting frozen lake. Chapter 4. Max couldn't hurt Sophie. Chapter 4 opens with Max and Sophie coming clean with their powers. Sophie reveals she used her powers to get revenge on Gwen, Lucas, and Vin. She pretended to be Gwen to sell drugs. She transformed into Lucas to tell his son things, like the son is the reason for the divorce. She transformed into Vin to try and see into his cell phone. Sophie confronted Lucas as herself. Sophie and Max tried to trap Lucas for plagiarism. Sophie has a friend named Maya Okada who wrote a book. Lucas stole her book and gained fame from it. Maya took her own life according to the investigation. Sophie and Max used their powers to wreck his presentation and uncover the truth. Sophie stands up as herself even though she would rather go as Vin. Max suggests she be herself. Talk to Sophie to save Yasmin. This is where I thought the final choice would be killing Sophie or not. Ever since seeing the picture of Max with the gun, I thought that had to be the final choice. Chapter 5. I accept Sophie's offer. The final chapter had this awesome nightmare sequence. The final choice falls flat. Deck 9 really needs to study Dotnot's final choices. I have no clue what difference the endings make. The after credit scene suggests Diamond has powers, and Sophie's building a team of superpowered people. This makes me excited for the future of Life is Strange. I'm going to replay the game and watch Diamond closely to see if I could figure out her powers. I hope we get a prequel game like the original. Sophie's powers and the Maya story could make a good game. Here's my mini theory on why Max killed Sophie. I think this isn't two parallel timelines like the game suggests. Instead, they are two curved lines that intersect twice. A clue that leads to this is when Max time jumps with the picture, she sees a storm, which wasn't there the night Sophie died. We play through the real moment, where Max and Sophie confront each other in the storm. I think the misuse of powers leads to Sophie's death. Like Alderman seeing himself from the day before, Sophie sees Max with the gun. Sophie pleads with Max to kill her, because like Maya, she can't handle reality with her book being cancelled. There's a chance that Sophie dying was technically Chop Suey too. In the Living timeline, she basically dares Max to shoot her. Max's powers help stop future Max from shooting Sophie in the Living timeline. I also believe Max being able to travel between these two worlds allowed her access to information that stopped the murder of Sophie. Maybe Max killed her in self-defense after Sophie took the form of someone else. That's always an option. Also, Max aids Sophie with her revenge tour by using her time powers. This probably rewrote history and the future would lead to a different outcome. Once the event that split the timelines didn't happen, which was Sophie's death, the timelines merged together. That's my idea. I know it's messy right now, but these are actually my late night thoughts that I had to put down before I slept. I'm working on that theory more, and I might make it into a future video. I hope Deck9 clarifies this soon. I am going to continue building my theory with the community. That's my game tale on Life is Strange Double Exposure. I cannot wait to see more of Max's adventures. Maybe a decent game is coming. I'm happy with whatever they tease at the end of the game.